Hello everyone, Rod Burgos here, and this is Mess of Main Stable. I'm doing something different. I am going to be solo the whole episode. Why? Our team was connecting about Mess of Main Stable, and we saw that your favorite episode was actually the one that we had related to creativity and having practical steps towards being creative. So today I'm going to divide this episode in three parts, and I'm going to try my best to have like a workshop vibe. So I will encourage you, bring your notebook. If you're driving, don't do that, but maybe open your voice memo and just start thinking about things, or just like start thinking about all the different things that I'm going to talk about and ask yourself for next steps. What can you do different? How can you work towards your dreams, your goals, etc., etc., etc. So that's the goal today. I'm going to be here with you, and I'm going to divide this episode in three parts. One, I'm going to talk to you about Anonymous, kind of behind the scenes. I'm going to give you examples of how do we work, and then that will probably help you also to expand a little bit more of like what you need to do with a creative studio like us, or if you are trying to get some type of work like the one we do for yourself. Then the next one, it's going to be more about music production, things to think about. I'll expand more about artistry, music industry, and different things in that direction. I actually did a lot of those conversations in my personal the social media with Rod Burgos. If you want to go back and see details there, but I'm going to go deeper here and talk a little bit more about that. And then the last part, it's about something that we released recently. All things about creative consulting. So I hope you enjoy this episode. It's just going to be me. And I want you to take it as a one on one session that we're going to try to figure out things out. I am going to share a lot of information that it will be very helpful for you and your journey. And as you listened before, it was your probably favorite episode, how to be practical in creativity. The first thing is I wanted to talk to you about Anonymous. So we started probably 2016 with the idea, all the different things that we wanted to do, and things have changed and they have evolved. And I will say they have evolved for good. So this first section, it's to encourage you to do things and to start and don't be afraid to do them. They will change, you will have ups and downs, and in the journey that we're in as Anonymous Studios, those things are still happening. So we started with a lot of people. Now it's some of us, and people left, and it's okay. They left because they were probably done with Anonymous Studios and the season they were here. They wanted to do something else. They probably figured out that being an entrepreneur and opening a business wasn't for them. And those things are going to happen. If you want to create a project from zero or work on a business idea or try to figure out things out, hello, that will happen to you. So I just wanted to encourage you, like, even though if those things are obvious and they will be part of the journey, hey, don't hesitate of doing these things because you'll be so happy. If you're supposed to be doing the things that you're supposed to be doing, you'll find joy in the middle of every single season. So Anonymous started a few years ago, and now I wanted to do a 2.0. If you want to hear more about our heart, how do we do things, how things started, go literally to our first episode from SME Stable. You will hear it's a bunch of us trying to connect. I actually even remember how we started. Like you see me right now with a microphone, more equipment, all these different things. I remember, like, this is another little tip for you. Don't take for granted your small steps or your small beginnings. I remember all of us being in different rooms and having our phone right here in front of us, trying to figure it out so many different ways of how we're going to piece those things together. But it was fun, and just listen, see where we started, see where we're headed, what we're doing. So today we have now with the company officially when we created the LLC and everything, probably now 4 years if I'm not wrong. And we have grown. We have learned a lot of lessons, and it's just real life, real interesting. Nothing that I regret that has happened in these years. We have a lot of great things. Like for example, if you heard my episode with Sarah, the one before, we got this incredible news that we hit more than 100,000 streams and all things related with music and our projects and little things like that. Like I never thought any of my music or things that I will listen will listen by anyone. And right now, 100,000 times have been streamed, and it's really awesome overall with all the artists and everything. So don't take for granted everything that you're doing. Like today, even you see me, and I say you see me because this episode actually will be available on YouTube channel because I'm trying to also expand for our next season more video content and things like that. So it's more interactive, and there are audio listeners, and also there is people, visual learners, audio learners, not listeners, and visual learners. But yeah, so don't take for granted all the small steps in the beginning of every season. So we're doing good. Things have evolved. I don't even know what to say towards like how hard it is or how easy it is. I just want to tell you, just be all in and enjoy every single part of it. That's what we have done and what we're doing at the moment. Saying that, I wanted to give you a little bit of a context. So I want you to go to our website right now. It's super easy to figure it out. I told you it's kind of workshop vibe. So I have my laptop open, some notes open, and I want you to have the same vibe. Open your notebook and figure things out too and try to work it out. Anonymous.studio is our website. And who do we work for? That's the first thing you're going to see there. We work with creators, writers, artists, designers, dreamers. We have worked with nonprofit businesses, podcasts, people that are dreaming just like you, just like me. And we try to create tangible steps for you. Today, I decided to bring you two examples, now going deeper on how we work and how do we enjoy working. So the first example is going to be a nonprofit that we did a job this year. It was a conference. It's a nonprofit that helps families, and it's called Family Life. We did a lot of different works for them in Panama. They are international trees, and they're going to have their Latin American conference in Panama. And we got hired to do all their branding, all the work. How did that start? One, we have worked with other nonprofits back in Panama, and they saw our work and they just connected. Then, second, we had a meeting with them. So, how do we work? Every time we even talk about the job or we talk about finances or any of that magnitude, we will always want to connect with the client so we actually know what they need. A lot of companies don't do that. They should, but they don't do that because they are very more in the operation side. So tell me what you need, I'll do it. That's it. We don't feel good with our soul doing those things or those steps without actually knowing our client a little bit better and knowing exactly what they need. So for this situation, we were needing to do some branding. We were needing to do some printables. So there were these huge, probably 12 feet long printables with like images from the city, things like they will be kind of like a souvenir for people to take photos. I don't know if souvenir is the right word, but it's like a wall that they will be able to take photos, see some pictures of the city, know the name of the conference, etc., etc. So we had to create all of that and see the branding of the conference, then create the brand for that side of things, or like the templates, and figure out the colors were working well with their brand, all the different things we incorporated. So all this conversation with all these little details are always there when we are meeting for the very first time. Once we do that, then we create a deliverables file. So we're going to be and saying, hey, we need this amount of videos, we need this amount of music, this, and we'll make it happen. And we give those things to our client at the end. So there will be a timetable. We actually did 2 months with them. So it was really fun. And we had to deliver videos. We had to create music, original music for some of those videos. We had to film in presence, like in town, in Panama. And I'll explain a little bit more later about that. We had to do design. We had to do branding. You always have to do branding with all these different things. And I think basically that was it. There were some other details. There were some like bands that you had to do, paper bands or the silicon ones. We designed those too. All of that comes from design. So when we did that, there's a process with all of these things. Once we figure it out, what's the vibe, what do they want to do, we'll do some mock-ups, figure out like, hey, this is what serves you best. These are our ideas. And then they come and say, hey, this is what we like. And then we go in a back and forth situation and figure out all those little things till the client's happy. As one of our friends, Jonathan Berlin, says, the client's happy when we're all high-fiving and everyone is just really excited about what we're doing. So we always try with our clients to have that. We go back and forth. We did all the videos. We did the music. And then we did all the pre-production, tried to prepare all of that, and then post-produce, mix, master all the different audios, edit the videos. And with the part that I was telling you that we have to film on site, it was, I am not there We have some people that has worked with us before there, but the videographer that he was doing that, his name is Luis. He's awesome. Once we met, creative director, him, designers, and we had kind of like the perspective and the vision of what we wanted to do. We actually got him to film a lot of different things, and it was really awesome. I'm gonna try to post this in YouTube too, so you can see it, and it was really good. I edited actually and presented all the music for that. It was really cool. Most were mixed. Sarah did a lot of design for that. So a lot of people that you have seen in our team, we were all hands in, and we had to contract some people too. So with Anonimo, there is a key team that we're doing a lot of different things, and at the same time, if there is someone that knows how to do something better or they have a better idea according to what the client needs, we will subcontract and do those things too. That's kind of the perspective all around when we did with that client. And it was a really good experience. It was awesome. 2 3 months of work. And at the end, client's happy and already the conference done. So that was a really good success. And it was awesome for us to do at that time. So the second one is actually another business. This is another example I was going to give you on how we work, or a little more depth on how we like to work with our clients, kind of like behind the scenes on how practically you can engage with us or how we do things. And there was a company, they are a wedding dress company. You can buy your dress if you're getting married, basically. They have other connections for groom, etc., etc. They're awesome. They're known in the United States. They have multiple stores in different states. And they wanted to connect with us for two things. One was creative consulting. They wanted to expand the resources and the creativity of their team, how they can do this better, kind of have a partner on the side. So I don't know if that happens to you, but sometimes we're working on any idea or anything, and we want to have extra eyes, extra ears to see how we're doing, if we can do something better. That's basically what consulting is. So we are there with them, create ideas. We meet all around during the year. We actually had a good last year meeting before holidays, and it was really awesome to see how creative consulting just helped their team, help them to figure it out, resources, help them to figure out like maybe if they had to change anything in the protocol, or maybe they have to, like they were doing one thing and they didn't need to do that, so they have to change things around and actually now put people in places. It's just so helpful because you have someone from the outside trying to understand your business and also trying to do the best for your business. So one of the things that we did at the very beginning, and it was really exciting because as I told you, we just did our last consulting meeting with them, and it was really good. It's that we had the idea. I'm saying we because they had, but when you work with us, we partner and we're doing it together. But we had the idea of a podcast. It have worked out so well. We produced the podcast with them, do all the edits. We did the soundtrack, the intro and the outro song. We did all the branding, design, try to see what their actual brand is so then we can create something that matches perfectly, colors, fonts, create something that it's not, because if you think about it, they have certain image for selling wedding dresses, but that doesn't apply for podcasting. So trying to find that balance, we do all of that work side by side with them and with their team, and it's really good. But talking about the podcast, a podcast actually was one of the things that came out from those meetings, and it's awesome because they have always have been here in the United States. And after the podcast season 2, we have realized that a local business or a national business here in the United States became international because of a podcast. Because now they're known and streamed and listened in places like Singapore, Australia. There are multiple cities in Europe. They're in Latin America. They're here in the United States, obviously, because that's the main target or demographic of people. But so many people are now listening because being a wedding dress company doesn't mean you cannot do something else. And what they are doing, it's being basically the best friend of the bride and the groom when they're getting married for the first time. So these type of clients are common for them because majority of the time you should, I don't know, do whatever you think is best. So you should get married once, probably twice. There's some people that do different, but you're not gonna go to a wedding dress shop 5 or 7 times. Maybe there is people that have done it, but at that time I'll just use the same dress. In that way, it's just really fun that you can get so much more and expand more your resources because of that one interaction. Now you have multiple interactions because these guys or these business talks about what it's all about: wedding dresses, seamstress. They talk about what to do at the wedding, how to have fun. They bring experts. Like they have enlarged what they do because also their experience, and it's really awesome to watch that meetings like this, working with us, consulting, just create these things, and they just expand and create more diversity in your product. And that's what we do. That's how we work, and that's how we do things here at Anonymous Studios. So I wanted to start with that part first, kind of give you a new 2.0 session of what working with Anonymous looks like, give you some examples. And then I'm going to do another part right now. It's going to be the second in this same episode, and it's related to music production. In the same way that we talk about these clients, one was in the wedding industry, the other one is nonprofit. Majority of the clients that we haven't earned more with music. Why? Because we're passionate about music. I'm a music producer, I'm a drummer, and I play drums, and I've been doing music for quite a bit now. And now officially producing records for longer than 5 years, if I'm not wrong. And there are a lot of things that you have to take in consideration for the music industry. It's not just recording, it's not just, hey, there's a song, I wrote a song, there you go, and there's nothing else to do. There's so many parts into it. I will recommend you books, I will recommend you so many different things. I'll attach them here too, so then you can have them. But basically, why I wanted to touch bases with this is because you need to know who do you want to work with. This is not just, oh, I want to release some music. I want to work with Anonymous Studios. We're probably not the fit for you. And you need to educate yourself. There's so many ways. There's YouTube videos. There are a lot of people that even they're longer in the industry and the season of creating music than us. And you can research and figure those things out because there are things to consider about this. What type of producer you're working with? It's a producer that they're doing everything for you. Maybe they're a multi-instrumentalist. They're going to write the song. They're going to produce it. They're going to mix it. They're going to master it. And they're going to do everything for you. And that's it. Hello, that's not the only way of working with a music producer. There are other types of music producers that they collaborate, like me. I love working for the song. I play drums, and I'll give you an example, but I am not a jazz drummer. There are drummers out there that are probably playing better genres that I'm doing it. I could do different things, but as a music producer, one of the things that we have to do is serve the song, serve what it's best for the song. And working with producers will help you to do that. So that will affect your finances. Maybe I've heard, and I have so many stories, but I'm gonna tell you just one story. And that story was related to, it was an open event. In this event, there's people talking about different things, music production, etc., etc. And then one says, "Hey, I know someone that charges $200, and they will build a whole album for you." My eyes was like, wow, how do that person eat? Are they married? How do they feed their kids? Do they pay a mortgage? Do they, like, I don't know how's that possible. Hear me out. If you're doing that, perfect, works for you. Amen. You go and do it. Go and get it. It's yours. For other people, that it's not how things work. Here's a reality. There are two positions that you have to think about when you're thinking about the music industry. One, it's probably people behind you, record labels, people that they are financing your art, your artistry, and then things get a little bit easier. If you're an independent artist, those things don't work in that direction at all. No, no, no. So there are a lot of different pieces within writing the song. Who's gonna write it? Are you a writer? Do you have you ever like written a song before, or is it something that you're like, oh, I got a good song and I think I want to release it? Like, do you even know if it's good? What genre are you gonna do it? Like, what is the arrangement? Instruments, like, are you gonna have drums? Are you gonna have, what's the vision? What's happening in all of these different things? Because there is a reality. Know your music producer, know how it's happening, how they work, that is going to affect and influence your finances 100% because of the type of producer. Who are you hiring? Hiring Rod Burgos and hiring Aaron Sterling doesn't cost the same. Aaron Sterling is probably one of the best drummer sessionists that records today. And his prices are probably more up because he has in his catalog people like Taylor Swift, John Mayer. There's a lot of people that works with him and that costs money. What do you want? And I think that's the crucial part on all of these situations because what's your plan? What's the idea? You want to create music, but if you don't have a marketing idea, you don't have visuals, if you don't have a plan that it's going to be executed well, you're basically going to waste your money, you're going to waste your time. And I'm not telling you this because it's right or wrong. I am trying to encourage you today to see what fits best for you. And at the end, to make those resources and investment that you're doing more efficient for yourself. Don't waste time. Don't waste money if you actually don't know what you really want to do. I've seen so many people create music and stop and don't know anything about it. Or I wrote this and I really like it, but then they're not proud of it. Speaking from my own experience, if you go to my artist page that is Rod Burgos, you're gonna see my album 30 there. People probably criticized it at one point. They said that it was not good. There were things off time, etc., etc. I love that album. Why? It's the biggest reason why I started getting my first artist. Then when I did that one, I get the next one. I got the next one. So what are you doing? It's actually building credibility, discipline. It's not just about the craft. And hear me out. It's not right or wrong. No, I don't want the experts to come. Oh, what is he saying? No, no, no. This is all about attitude and posture. If you are not creating anything, and if you have not created anything, you are comparing with other people. You're not comparing to yourself. You're not comparing with your own work. Why? Because you probably wrote 30 or 50 songs, but if you don't launch any of them, hello, you are not yet finishing the process. So you have to learn all these different steps, what pre-production is, what production is, what post-production is. So then you can start actually having language and saying, hey, this is what I need. I want to work with an audio. I want to work with a music producer. I need a guitar player. I need a drummer. I have this track, but I need these things. Like, have some common sense on how these things work so then you can equip better, you can invest better, and you can actually have better results. I wanted to talk about this specifically with music production. I'm passionate about it. It's one of the things that I do the most. And it's one of the things that also have like brought us a lot of ups and downs in life. And sometimes thinking about life overall, we have to take a responsibility and a part on it. And we have to research on our own. We have to actually figure out what we want to do. In these episodes that I release, I'm going way more deeper. I talk more superficial when I did my little things about music production with Rod Burgos, like my own personal thing. And the funny thing was that at the end, the last video tells you and asks you this question. And I want to ask you this question right now. What's your plan? What are you doing with the music you're creating? What's this all about? Why are you doing this? If you answer that question, believe me, a lot, it's going to get easier, not with the job, but to understand what type of artist you want to be, what voice are you wanting to share, and how you're going to do that. Never hesitate to connect with us. I know it's kind of vague, it's kind of encouraging, it's kind of like inspiring. It's also probably creating a lot of confusion. The music industry is a huge beast. It's gigantic. There are so many layers into it that I've touched probably 1% of different things. There is so much to think about if you're trying to be in the music industry. And it's not just about, oh, I'm going to release music. Hello, yeah, this is it. There's way more. And I wanted just to create that expectation of like, hey, I actually have to do a little bit more before I do this. And we're available. We're here for you if you need anything related to music production. The last thing, and this will be connecting one with the other, it's related to creative consulting. This past month, we decided to do something different. Why? We always start with creative consulting. As we told you earlier, We want to get to know the artist better, the client better. We want to be able to do exactly what they need. There are a lot of companies that they just charge whatever and they're actually not giving the right things, or they're overcharging, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. We're not those type of people. We're not cheap. I'm not going to tell you that, because this kind of work is not cheap. It's not just about anonymous. If you get someone having or producing a record for you for $200, dude, stay with it. Keep paying them $200, and please send me the email so I want to connect with him too, because that's really cheap. Those things don't happen often. I will say doesn't happen often. But the main thing with all of this is that I want you to know that for us, creative consulting, it's the biggest thing, because it helped us to understand you better. That's it. It helped us with resources to know exactly where we have to go, what we have to do for you, and that you feel good about what we're doing. So with creative consulting, before any project, we start with that meeting. We always do it for free. We want to connect with you. And actually, if you go to our website right now and go and see consulting, we're having always the 30 minutes sessions that are for free. You can just log in, type it, tell us what you want to know more about, and then we'll do it. And just could do it here online, or we could do it in person if you're in Phoenix, Arizona. The main thing with this is create a path that it will serve you and your dream in the best way possible. To understand where you're at, what season, we'll do advanced insight test so we can actually know a little bit more of you, what you're doing. We have implemented these now after finishing a lot of certifications and preparing ourselves better. And you can go to our website and you're going to see three different types that we have decided to do just for this season. And it's basically how I'm going to wrap up. I'm going to open the website, going to go to consulting. And when you do that, I'm going to read this so you can see it. If you're on YouTube, if not, you can listen if you're just streaming this. It says, for years, one of our main priorities have been to assist individuals by offering guidance when starting a creative project or pursuing a dream for the very first time. We understand how vulnerable this process can be and have learned firsthand that having companions who truly understand you and share the journey makes everything feel more manageable. We listen carefully and then develop practical steps tailored uniquely for you. Below you have three options. Here we go. I'm going to expand more on this. Three distinct sessions designed to meet your specific needs. These sessions are one-on-one and customized to address the challenges you face creating your own dreams or creating your dreams. This is for individuals. We have a disclaimer there that if you want us to do it for a business or if you want us to do it for a group, just connect with us and we can talk more about it. But there are three sessions. This is how I'm wrapping up. First one, it's how to start. Majority of the time, that's the biggest thing. If you have never asked yourself a question, how do I start? You're here dreaming too much and you're not here doing anything about it. So, how do you start? It's a really important question to ask. And this is one of our sessions. When I click here and see it, what do we do here? Everyone that needs a starting point, this is here for you. We will guide you to identify practical steps. We will have hours of work labeled here. We'll have online sessions set up for you, and we'll have practical tools to apply them to your projects and to the things that you're wanting to do. The next one, after how to start, it will be feeling stuck. I don't know if this happens to you, but probably you're in the project, but you don't know what's the next step. Or as I was telling you, you probably have a song in you, you don't know what to do. And you have it, but you know it's good. Like we should do something about it. Or you are in the middle of a book and you're like, what else do I do? Or you finish it and you don't know how to release it. Or you have the song ready and you don't have a design because you suck at design and you need someone to do a cover for you. There's so many things that probably were stopping you to release that. As I told you, and there are different opinions of this, and it's okay. Opinions are accepted. The main thing here, you can be the best writer, but if your songs are not out, you're not selling them, people don't know them, they are just for your notebook. If you are an artist, you have to create art. You can create for yourself, you can create for your family, you can make it as big or small as you want to. But the biggest thing of an artist is they have to showcase the art they're doing. If they're not showcasing that, then it's a hobby. If they're not doing anything, then it's probably therapy. They're trying to just balance their stress, maybe painting, doing something else. But if you're an artist, you have to release your art. If you don't want to charge for it, it's fine. You create something, someone will see it. Hello, you're an artist. You're ready to go. Start right now. But sometimes that it's not super easy. Probably doubt ourselves. We probably are struggling to figure out what to do. That's the kind of sessions that are solved here with feeling stuck. Okay, checked. Last one, and this is the most important for this season and what we were trying to do this. How do I explain this? Because this is big, guys, and this has so much depth. I'm gonna say it in this way: my marriage, my personal life, our businesses, friendships. We have shared this plan called Planning My Year, and for longer than 7 years, these have worked well, and we have seen success, not just in us or in our businesses, but for multiple people. Here's the thing: this was so important, this session, Planning My Year, for us, that it's the reason why all our businesses exist today, is the reason why we have what we have today, what we have dreamed. Because when you dream something and put it on a paper, you're started to be accountable for yourself and for that dream that you have. How do we do it? We plan our year. We have vision, we cast it, we create steps towards that, what it will look for the year, the month, the week, the day. We go into so many details. This is probably my favorite part of every single year that I have. And it works, guys. Not just because we're doing it, we have seen results after year, and it's just incredible. To give you some logistics on that. First thing, this is a session that we're doing right now, and we would recommend you do it in December and also do it in January. But afterwards, at least your year starts in February or March. Do it now that the end it's to come for 2024, and you can start new year in 2025. That's a recommendation. Why? Because we're going to start for 1 month figuring out that process. So we'll have 4 sessions in 1 month. And then we will have calls and we will have an evaluation every 3 months. So 4 more. So you have 8 different sessions, 4 in 1 month, and 4 accountable calls that we're going to see how you are doing. So the biggest thing for these to be successful is not just to put it on a paper, but actually have a partner or a person or someone that you can be accountable and say, hey, you say that you're going to do this in March. Hey, you're going to say do this in July. Why are you not doing it? What's happening? That's the main thing with this. It's never too late. We are in December. We're heading to a new year. This session, it could be for you. We're going to be adding more sessions, but right now we're only focused on these 3 different ones. Going to do a recap: feeling stuck, how to start, and planning my year. Go to anonymous.studio, click on consulting, and you will see all the options and all the different things. If you want to connect with us, email us at connect@anonymous.studio, or you can do it through our comments here, send us a DM, find us anonymous.studios. You will find us everywhere. That's basically where we show up on TikTok, all social medias, etc., etc., etc. That's the main goal. We want to share these 3 parts. One, have a conversation about where we're at in Anonymous. Two, we wanted to be able to connect with you a little bit more in depth with music production. I know even though it was a little bit superficial, if you want to do music, don't hesitate connecting with us. We've been doing it now for many years, and we are excited to create a lot of different things. And then lastly, it's about consulting. How we have made this so much easier for you to connect with us and for us to help you to start something new, to get over all those different challenges you're going through when you're feeling stuck. And now that a new year it's here, to plan it in the best way possible. So this is it. This is our last episode from 2024. I know it was different. We're thankful for you. We're thankful for every single client that trusted us this year. I am personally thankful for our team, for everyone. And before I go, enjoy this month. Love your family. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. And if you have not yet done anything with those dreams that you have in your heart, things that you're really passionate and that you really want to do. Don't waste time. That's the most precious thing that you will ever have or own in your life, and it's time. Go and get it. Go and do it. Merry Christmas. Have a really good year, and I'll see you soon. Bye.